Now, the background to this video. If I remember, like 1 week ago, right, Vars actually released this video, and in the comment section, it was chaos because everyone said the video was terrible. It didn't like include enough information about all the intricacies behind why Xiangling was broken, and he deleted it, I'm pretty sure. So now he just released it like 20 hours ago. Let's see the new and improved version. Now, in my opinion, why everyone is still using Xiangling after all these years? The main reason, the number one reason, is because there is no alternative. Like, look at Xingqiu. What happened after Xingqiu? We had Yelan. Like, Yelan was an alternative for Xingqiu. And then after that, we even got Furina. Like, these are the two main like replacements. That's why you can not choose to use Xingqiu, even though Xingqiu is still good. What about Xiangling then? What is the alternative for Xiangling? What other Pyro DPS, sub-DPSs? We had Xinyan. I love her, but you can't use her. And then we had Thoma, which surprisingly, I think a lot of people use Thoma. I've never used him that much. It was quite surprising. Actually, a lot of people say Thoma's like underrated, but you still rather use Xiangling in most cases. I think Xiangling is still better. So yeah, the main reason is there's no alternative Pyro sub-DPSs other than Xiangling that you can just press E, press Q, and then swap out. Other than Bennett, which is a whole nother story. The moment MiHoYo Games decide to release another like 5-star, like the Yelan situation where you can just EQ swap out and then we have like a permanent Pyro turret or something that does the reactions, because Pyro is actually the hidden broken element. Actually, Pyro is the most broken element in the game, and the only reason it's not is because we don't have more Xianglings. Okay, enough of my yapping. Let's start this video right now.
I can't take it anymore. I'm sick of Xiangling. I try to play Diluc, my Xiangling does more damage. I try to play Yoimiya, my Xiangling does more damage. I try to play Hu Tao, my Xiangling does more damage. I want to play Klee, her best team is Xiangling. I want to play Raiden Chan. I don't want Xiangling. For those of you not knowing, this character in Genshin Impact who developed a reputation for being quite literally the embodiment of that one Thanos quote.
I am inevitable.
Oh yeah, another thing I think he will like include is once any new character comes out, it will be compared to this situation. Like, how will Xiangling fit into their team? Like, every time there's a new character that comes out, right? Like, for example, Kinish. Oh, Kinish, you definitely could use Xiangling. I don't think Xiangling is the best one, but I remember Mualani, they still recommend Xiangling. Like, my girl, like, come on. Mualani, we are in 5.0 and still recommending Xiangling into our teams.
Xiangling, a character so legendary, so iconic, so famous and memed on for all the wrongfully right reasons.
He's so
At this
cute!
point, the community's wondering if Hero's in on this too, or if we've just become so Xiangling built that we're conditioned to believe everything's a buff to her. I mean,
Yes.
as the saying goes, when you're
Staff of Homa in the middle, yeah, boy.
holding a hammer, everything looks like a nail. On a more serious note though, Xiangling has been a consummate presence in Genshin's metagame literally since the very first day.
But she has the God of the Stove with her. She has a literal god as her elemental skill.
Despite having a very
YouTube
simple
loading
gameplay
is so
premise
weird.
and being attached at the hip to Bennett, the UA's culinary artist has witnessed no shortage of different experiences that even with the Pyro Archon scheduled to be released later on in version 5, there's virtually no chance that Xiangling will ever fall off at this rate. The
Oh.
5-star version of her can come out right now.
I really hope Malvika's a sub DPS. At least like Furina. We need another good sub Pyro DPS. The only one is literally Xiangling. It's literally because of no competition that Xiangling is still used.
I have a feeling she'll still find a way to stay top tier. So
Yep.
for today's episode of Why Everyone Plays, we'll be discussing how Xiangling has made the entire Genshin community her bit. We'll
Hey,
be
yo!
discussing how Xiangling maintained a stranglehold on the meta. And want to know something else that appears to be everywhere in this day and age? Only the best browser of all
Raid
time
Shadow
is
Legends.
Opera GX. Opera
Oh, okay.
GX has been a long-running partner of mine since I became a full-time YouTuber back in 2021, and it's still my browser of choice to this day. It offers you a ton of customization compared to other browsers, chief among them being the
You know,
GX mods. You can play
I heard the most sold wallpaper on Opera GX is like a very big foot of like an anime girl, like the very smelly feet. Bruh.
background music, make sounds with their keyboards, change the theme and colors of their browser, adjust
It
the
might be-
wallpaper
it might be
inside,
Hu Tao's
and many
feed.
more. All of which can be located in the GX store to find the
These
perfect
these
combination
people,
of mods
this
you.
is for
If you
filthy
need to
gamers.
use the latest stuff, such as a dynamic light
Ew.
wallpaper of Hu Tao that I've been using for a while, so if you want, I can include a link to that
How
in the
long-
description as well.
is it like a
Just
1
like
minute
some
ad?
integrated
How long
AI
do you
tools
talk
to the
about this
browser
kind of
for your convenience, enabling you to access ChatGPT and ChatSonic on the sidebar instead of
Man, if I ever get like an ad, I don't know how long I would like run it. Like, do you have to speak for like 1.5 minutes? How much sponsor money is like 1.5
Which
minutes?
happens to be my favorite convenience, by the way. The sidebar gives you quick access to various platforms like Twitter, Instagram, Discord, TikTok, and trying out history. As a member of the Power 5, Xiangling has a very long-standing reputation to her name. The first 3 years of Genshin's timeline saw these 5 individuals act as the cornerstone of every player's roster.
Okay, bye. Well, take care, Razor.
Free-to-play and pay-to-win alike. And though over time more 4-star characters have been released to prove they could also eat at the grown-up staple, these 5 have remained a staple for the game.
Yo, I love Chevries so much. I wish I could use Chevries. I'm still at C0.
To this day, although in recent times their grip on the metagame has been contested by others. The main draw with the Power 5 is their unusually good performance in spite of their rarity, to the point where many consider them 5-star level in value. Not only that, but just about all of them, with maybe the exception of Sucrose, have been or are best in slot in multiple parties, making them incredibly versatile.
Bait, melt, bait, everything with attack scaling. Yep. Which is the whole game. That's why Banner is still good. And then there's Aggravate
And
for
therefore
official.
desirable. A trait that all 5 of them share is their ability to be present on the field without being present on the field. As you may know, sub-DPS characters are the most powerful archetype in the game for the simple fact that since you can only have one character active at a time, units whose abilities and effects persist even upon swapping out can essentially bypass that condition. So if you were to have...
I see this happening in Star Rail as well. The moment Star Rail has more sub-DPSs, it will become like Genshin. I've been saying it for like the past few months. I've been seeing it happening as well. Like the moment they introduce like Jade, more characters like Jade, which you can like do damage as well as like buff your own team. It will be the future. Like I'll see like future teams in Star Rail will have like 4 Jades. It will be just Genshin all over again in the next 2 years. I'll tell. It's gonna happen in Star Rail.
2 characters with the same ability, except one of them disappears upon switching out while the other one stays. The one that stays is infinitely better.
Yep.
And no one, I repeat, no one demonstrates this better than Xiangling. While I understand her kit by this point needs no explanation,
Yep.
for the sake of being thorough, let's quickly talk about what she does. Her flagship ability is, of course, Pyronado. Displaying her mastery over bolt fire
Which is
and
broken,
pillars,
dog.
Xiangling sends a Pyronado whirling around her. The Pyronado will move with her character for the ability's duration, dealing pyro damage to all opponents in its path. Why did I just read the description verbatim? Because that too is a copy pasta. It's honestly a very apt description for the move, but it doesn't fully explain why it's such a horseshit attack. Multiple characters have ultimates that project a ton of AoE damage off field. Ganyu, Nabia, Beidou, Venti, Kasuha, Ayato, what have you. But Pyronado has just the right combination of traits to make it stand head and shoulders above just about everyone else. And believe me, there is so much wrong with this burst, it's not even funny. First and foremost, the way in which it deals damage. Pyronado orbits the active character, meaning anywhere you are, so too the attack will be.
This stays on you, and it's quite a big AoE compared to like even some newer ultimates.
Differing from most other continuous off-field attacks that remain in a static position upon cast. This is especially helpful if you have to chase after enemies or move to a different spot on the map. Even though bursts like Ganyu's Celestial Shower have immense coverage.
Imagine if Barbara's elemental skill was as big as Xiangling. Not even Nilo's one is as big, like elemental skill, like bro.
There's always a chance enemies could be outside of it, causing you to lose out on the full efficiency of the attack. All of this comes with practically no loss of meaningful AoE, as the effect radius of Pyronado is quite large. Second factor is the actual damage itself.
Is there a Geo Pyro team? Is there a reason why like even the recent events like Geo, like double Geo and double Pyro is bringing like advertised like is there like a reaction that I don't know of, like Geo Pyro team?
Before, you can expect a Pyronado to strike an enemy around 12 or so times if you're standing still.
I don't think I know anything.
Advice to your opponent to shorten the time it takes for the Beyblade to make a full orbit. With each tick doing 230%, that means along with the initial 3 hits, you're staring at no less than 3,000% over the span of 14 seconds.
Wait, is that real?
Damage to have on
3,000%?
Or 4-star no less. When counter-rotating with the move, I believe the number of hits can go past 15, at which point it becomes one of the highest damaging bursts in the game. In fact, it actually outdamages Diluc's elemental burst almost consistently, albeit with the trade-off of no pyro infusion, but depending on who you play, you couldn't care less about that anyway. Third factor has to do with Pyronado's means of applying damage, with its application being proc-based and not fixed compared to most other attacks that have a predetermined amount of hits. Pyronado also has no internal cooldown. It will continuously apply pyro to all targets it passes through, courtesy of it being a separate entity. Having a steady stream of pyro application not bothered by any cooldown affords Xiangling the ability to play either reverse or forward vaporize, lending credence to her immense versatility. With a billion pyro hits, if you pair her with someone who can apply an equal amount of hydro such as Child, Xiangling can vaporize every single one of her attacks. Conversely, because Xiangling has somewhat if not the most pyro application in the game on a single ability, she's a...
I think the other one is only that comes close is Thoma, right? Unless Bennett's out continuously applies pyro, which it doesn't, that will make Bennett even more broken, but anyways. It is only her. I wish that they haven't make a turret character for pyro. I think for a lot of the other elements there's already like a quote-unquote turret character, like even Emily, Fischl, Yaimiko, Electro has 2 turret characters, like the others don't have them yet. And the one that needs it the most is actually Pyro, which is I'm hoping Malvika is a turret character, to be honest. People say she's gonna be a main DPS, but
vaporize team, as most other pyro units can't apply sufficient.
Farina counts as a turret character.
Pyro. Granted, usually you bring another pyro along with her, but for those who like to play Farina in forward vape teams or the
vape,
Xiangling is a must-have, no exceptions. In essence, by virtue of dealing a lot of damage itself, Pyronado can reward the player greatly with Vaporize, and by virtue of...
Using Mualani with Xiangling feels really bad, even though it's the best team, right? When you're like swooping around, your circle might not hit the enemy yet, so it might not produce a reaction. It's such a weird way to play.
Can also be useful in the less common but equally devastating forward Vaporize as well. Fourth factor,
playing Mualani with Xiangling is like controlling 2 circles. Plainly speaking, it's so weird to play.
It's done. No, we have so much more. Since Pyronado is classified as a standalone entity and not a bug, it snapshots. For the uninformed, snapshotting denotes an ability maintaining the stats at hand upon cast for its entire duration, hence the term snapshotting the numbers. This means even after about...
Actually, when Xiangling uses her out, right, there's actually a burst of damage. Like the first initial damage of Pyronado, actually like it does quite a bit of damage. Am I not wrong? It feels like it has like a initial burst, like the first cast. I always feel like it does like a bit of damage.
Effects will still be active on Pyronado for the duration. While that comes with the drawback of being unable to dynamically account for buffs that get applied thereafter, it allows you to basically extend the duration of buffs that otherwise don't last long enough, and most importantly, you can sustain buffs that typically only apply to the active character. This is how Xiangling's wonderful friendship with Bennett began. Bennett's Fantastic Voyage offers a staggering boost in attack, but only to the active character. Those who swap out lose the attack bonus, but thanks to snapshotting, so long as she casted it while in his circle, Xiangling can snapshot Pyronado. So not only will the active character have Bennett's attack boost, but Xiangling will as well, giving you more...
Oh wait, I actually didn't know this. So if you cast your out in Bennett's out, you get a permanent attack boost? Okay, I actually don't know this.
Mileage for that buff. That applies to every buff behaving like this. This is why you see Xiangling and Bennett constantly paired up with each other. Having 2 Pyro gives you bonus attack through Elemental Resonance, while Xiangling gets to move off Bennett's attack buff and gets some extra battery from his skill. Prior to version 3, you never brought one without the other no matter what team you were playing. And even now you frequently pair the 2 of them together. Fifth factor,
match made in heaven.
I feel that no one really thinks about, but it's probably the most important one. Pyronado wouldn't have been anywhere near as infamous if it wasn't a Pyro attack. Even if it had the same numbers, if it was a Cryo attack or an Electro or even Dendro, it wouldn't be nearly as popular. With Pyro being the common denominator for the only 2 amplifying reactions in the game, it means all stat boosts given to a Pyro attack will be multiplied by 1.5 or 2 times.
Bring back Melt, bro. We haven't seen a Cryo character in years.
The damage of the attack. So if we take things like Bennett's Burst, not only do those increase the strength of Pyronado, but then it gets amplified even further via Melt or Vaporize, giving Xiangling even more power. Those 5 aspects are what make Pyronado one of the best elemental bursts to ever exist, period. There is just so much you can do with an ability that has no internal cooldown, tons of damage, tons of coverage, and off-field persistence. If you're looking for someone to attack a bunch of enemies, you can go Xiangling. If you're looking for someone to augment a hybrid carry, you can go Xiangling. If you're looking for someone to drive pyro reactions, you can go Xiangling. If you're looking for someone who contributes DPS without needing to be on field, you can go Xiangling. She's one of the least intrusive characters.
And I don't remember seeing people use Xiao with Xiangling though. I think it's quite a weird reaction, because Xiao is always constantly in the air.
Simultaneously being a very productive one too, since you can quote-unquote steal buffs from your teammate without actually stealing them. Even Bennett, the person Xiangling never leaves home without, can run into circumstances where he's really not all that great. For example, if the main carry scales off HP like Hu Tao, or occasionally Fantastic Voyage doesn't last long enough to keep up with those with longer rotation.
Oh wait! Oh, so if you scale with HP, you can't use Bennett? Okay, interesting.
And Shell. But Xiangling really doesn't have any restrictions.
I thought Bennett was always good.
That is, unless you don't need or want Pyro whatsoever. The thing is, Xiangling checks off enough boxes to where you can make a reasonable case to use her for just about any team. Even if you're not playing for reactions, you could just throw her along for damage and AoE coverage, which is never a bad thing.
Why are you not using Geo against this guy?
So happens that she coincidentally
you cannot clear this under 7 minutes.
generally fits the bill for so many different characters in different ways. She's good for riding nationals, and Shogun skill gives bonus damage to bursts based on their energy cost, one of the rare instances where having a high energy cost is a benefit. Then, being a team with a main attacker, Bennett works nicely for Shogun as well, and if you're bringing Bennett along, you might as well bring Xiangling. For Child International, Child's Great Hydra application gives Xiangling
It's going down the meta. This is gonna take 30 minutes.
an easy way to raid bros. Meanwhile, she can
After Shield is gonna be Raiden. Oh wait, and then after that it's gonna be like the Alhaitam team.
snapshot Bennett's attack and Kasa's elemental damage boost for extra
After that it's
power.
gonna be
For someone
Nahida's
like
team.
Lenny being an attacker who needs
Oh,
to
Lenny.
load fire units, Bennett works well with them, so that means, by extension, Xiangling is coming too. Now we have Molani for forward Vapors. That means you need lots of pyro. Guess who? Xiangling. I just listed 4 completely different teams. There's also Ganyu and Risley for Melt. You can use Xiangling. Bloom teams, you can use Xiangling for Aversion. Burning
Xiangling.
teams, you can use Bennett and Xiangling with them. Wait, Overload teams, you can use Xiangling. Navia Geo teams, you can bring Xiangling. Literally any team you can think of that can afford to bring Pyro, you can bring Xiangling, even without Bennett, to be honest. Alternatively, if you're just starting out and don't have that many units, Xiangling can be a main DPS in a pinch. Her Pyronado will still be as strong as ever, like you can just go her, Bennett, and play a conventional double Hydra team with Xingqiu and Yelan. That's a pretty solid team in its own right. It's actually hard to think of reasons not to play her, hence why everyone plays her. Another contributing factor to Xiangling's high popularity is how
That's true. Like you have to think of a reason to not use her. Like
easy it is
she's
for her to
always
get
good.
indirectly buffed because of how adaptable Pyronado is. For example, if a new Polearm comes out, Xiangling can find some way to make use of it. Calamity Puller, Engulfing Lightning, Staff of Homeland, Scarlet Sands, The Catch, Ballad of Fjords, Blacklist.
Shit, I don't even remember what poem I put on her. I think I put like energy recharge. I think I put like the 4-star pyro boost spear. I forgot Dragon's Bane. Is it called Dragon's Bane? Yeah, it's that one that boosts pyro damage. And elemental mastery.
Oh, Deathmatch.
I don't know if I should be swapping to another one, but I don't really have.
Spear, Prospector's Drill, Wave Breaker Spin. Pretty much 90% of all Polearms in Genshin are usable by Xiangling in some shape or form. Secondly, new characters. I just mentioned one. 8 different parties you can use her in. Any team that can make use of 2 pyro characters will always be Bennett and Xiangling. Mavrika comes out, don't care, Xiangling will still find a way to creep into her team. Kanish being a burning character, bam, Xiangling. If there's a new top tier character that comes out and they can bring along Xiangling, Xiangling's market value goes up. Something else to think about is accessibility. Being a 4-star character that you get at least 1 copy of for free, everyone is guaranteed to have her.
She's in every other patch, bro. I think he's in the patch right now. You purposefully put it like that so that you don't have to worry about getting her. So she will be in your party C6 pretty early on, within a year.
You have to pull for. There might be a character many players would use if they were really given to us, but the last time we had a free 5-star was never. We never had a 5-star character given to us for free in the history of Genshin Impact. What do you mean I'm forgetting someone? You must be Delulu. Adding insult to injury, Xiangling has received arguably the highest number of reruns of any 4-star in the game.
True.
Just this past version 4 alone, she got rerun 3 separate times, granting people plenty of opportunity to get her essential constellations. Accessibility plays an integral role in character popularity. If you're practically guaranteed to have a maxed out Xiangling by playing the game long enough, you're obviously going to use her quite a bit. Therefore, even if a better option comes out in the future, you'll be so used to her that you'll keep using her anyway, cause if it ain't broke, don't fix it. For the majority of us who have been playing since day one, Xiangling was one of the first
Xiangling's been there since day one, baby.
She would always pull through. Other units have been a stable part of our accounts too, but for one reason or another, they got pushed down in favor of new, stronger teams and characters. The thing about Xiangling is that true to her personality of being a bubbly girl everyone would want to be friends with, Xiangling plays nice with everyone, consistently giving her a spot in new teams that come out. From Linny to Neuvillette to Navia to Arlecchino to
her story is underrated as well. She has a really good story. Everything's perfect about her, even down to like Goba. Like Goba's the god of the stove.
Xiangling is always around. People are hoping the Pyro Archon will be the one to shut her down, You don't understand. The Pyro Archon is nothing but a tool for Xiangling, a mere pawn in her 5D chess game. The only way Xiangling will get power grabbed is if a 5-star version of her comes out with the same exact stuff as her, just with more power, and I mean the exact same stuff. They have to
Basically like Yelan.
also have an orbiting massive AoE attack that does big damage, has no internal cooldown, can snapshot, can apply tons of pyro, lasts a long time, blah blah blah, just to even put a dent in Xiangling. And even then, there's a chance that won't be enough because there'll be a 5-star while Xiangling is a 4-star. She is literally irreplaceable. Other members of the Power 5 can potentially get shoved down in other respects, except her. Bennett's market share is somewhat diminished over the years for many reasons. Xingqiu is still fantastic, but he's not the only one. We have so many broken Hydra units. Sucrose is debatably the weakest of the Power 5, and, you know, Kasaha. Fischl is still, in my opinion, the best Electro character, but she has to share that spot with Shogun, Miko, and Shinobu. Who is Xiangling's competition? Literally no one. I don't give a flying f*** what Mavuika's kit's gonna be. She cannot be stopped. You try to play linear, Xiangling will deal more damage. You try to play Gaming, your Xiangling will deal more damage. You try to play Arlecchino, your Xiangling will deal more damage. You try to play Mavuika, your Xiangling will still deal more damage. She grabs you by the throat. You fish for her. You cook for her. You give her the catch. She isn't satisfied. You give her engulfing lightning. She doesn't need that much ER. She grabs Bennett and forces him to throw him.
And the only disadvantage is the energy recharge. Sometimes you can only use her out like every other cycle. Like, yeah, that's the only problem. Unless you like really put a lot of energy recharge. Actually, energy recharge is not the problem. It's the amount of orbs that she is taking. That's why you can like. That's why Bennett is really good with her, because Bennett's E, you can charge your Xiangling's ultimate with the E.
Off enemies.
Bennett's
you just need to funnel her a bit more. She can deal more damage with Homa.
Yep.
You will pull for Homa. You will have enough Primo Gems. She'll grab your credit card and it must be accepted because this is not the end. It never will be the end. For the rest of this godforsaken game, you'll have nothing but pure, no ICD Pyro application. What a cruel f***ing world. Anyways, hope you guys enjoyed my totally mentally sane episode of Why Everyone Dies. Leave your thoughts on Xiangling in the comments down below, but as always, I'd appreciate it if
Okay, I didn't watch like the original video.
Don't forget to follow me on Twitter at VarsFam, join my Discord server, and check out...
Okay, I didn't watch the original video, but I must say I don't think he changed a lot. Yeah, this is a really good video. Like, go check out Vars. I think you guys know him already. I mean, he has been making a lot of negative videos, even for like Star Rail. That's why I sometimes don't like to watch him. He makes mostly negative videos, which is, I guess, YouTube for negativity sells on this platform. But once in a while he makes a video like this, which I will happily watch. Like, I would watch like his other videos. Like, I remember like why no one uses Jingyi, and I'm like, bro. I thought summoning meta was coming back already. Like, come on. Yeah, anyways, see you guys.